Hey guys, Steve here, singledadfitdad.com. Thanks for watching this video. Today what I want to talk about are some reasons why I believe that you're still fat. Okay, I'm not attacking you personally, I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you there are specific reasons, other than the obvious, that you're overeating or you're lazy, that you're still fat. Okay, and some of these things you may not be aware of. And my idea is to kind of help you to realize what that might be, and then you can kind of work through them and break through what you're going through right now. So the first thing I want to talk about is commitment. Okay, if you haven't committed to getting fit in some capacity, it's not going to happen. Okay, even if it's committing to stop drinking soda or quitting smoking or stop eating McDonald's every Wednesday, on your lunch break. Commit to something. You don't have to commit to being a CrossFit athlete or some kind of superstar. Just commit to something small, but most people don't commit to anything. They think about it, they wish, they want. It doesn't happen that way, okay? Which leads me to number 2, accountability. You need to be accountable to somebody, okay? It's really hard to be accountable to yourself, especially if you have no motivation at all, which a lot of people don't. Put your ass on the line. Your kid, your spouse, your girlfriend, your best friend, one of your buddies, whatever. Put yourself out there. Call them up and say, hey, this is my plan. I want to run a 5K in a month, okay? Just make it public, okay? And if you have to, and I mentioned this in the ebook that I wrote, The Fat Dad Solution, put some money on the line, okay? Offer someone $50 if they catch you eating a candy bar, if that's your weakness, whatever it is. You got to make it public though. Put it on Facebook, I don't care. Just say, I'm going to do this by this time, okay? And you'll be surprised at how well that works. Okay, you're not active enough, again, obvious. I'm not saying you have to be in the gym 5 days a week. I'm just saying become more active. Okay, most people will sit in their car on the way to work. They'll sit at work all day long, and they'll sit in their car all the way home, and then they'll sit down for dinner, put the kids to bed, play with them, and then sit down and watch television, okay? Let's get more active, okay? Just even if it's a little bit, do something else. Go for a walk, go for a jog, get out, walk on your lunch break, take the stairs. Just move more than we're moving now, okay? You may be surprised what happens. You're drinking too many calories. This is things like smoothies, which, I'm guilty of drinking smoothies like from Smoothie King. A lot of those things, actually most of them are nothing more than sugar. You can't really count those as protein shakes. Okay, yes, there's protein in it, but it's mostly sugar, so garbage. And same even with regular protein shakes, healthy protein shakes. Again, it takes a lot more of our body's processes to digest a full meal than it does liquid calories. So we burn fewer calories when we're drinking our calories. So, in a pinch, it's okay. After a hard workout, sure, every day, probably not a good idea. Eat whole foods, okay? Your metabolism is busted, and this is come from a number of things, genetics, yo-yo dieting, it just depends. But over the course of months, years, decades even, of doing crazy things to your bodies, eating shitty foods, trying to cycle low calories with normal calories, not exercising, not having enough muscle tissue, you're having a really high body fat, all those things can really fuck your metabolism up, and it could take quite a bit of work to get it back on track, okay? And to do that, just clean up your eating, start eating smaller meals, make sure you're getting your protein in, start training, even if it's slow. Strength training is probably the best way to increase your metabolism, because we need to add that muscle tissue. The more muscle tissue we have, the faster our metabolism, and it could take months to repair that, but that could be one reason. It's just you've beaten up your body so badly, your metabolism is just, and that does happen. Okay, you're living in victim mode. You're constantly full of excuses. You're blaming other people for why you're fat. I don't have time. I don't have money. I have kids. There's so many excuses why. You take ownership seriously. If you're not in the shape that you want to be in, or worse, like you just look or feel like absolute shit, it's you, man. It's all you. Really accept that. You have to. Okay? You have a lack of willpower. Another one. This is really a tough one. Discipline is another term for it. Really difficult, especially for those that don't have a lot of motivation to exercise. Maybe they don't have their why. Like, why do I really want to exercise? Why do I want to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym when I'd just rather stay in bed, right? If you have that why, that's going to make a huge difference. So I think when it comes down to willpower, it's not just about, I'm just going to grind it out and just go to the gym and I'm going to train, I'm going to get in shape. That doesn't work. Maybe for a week, maybe two. But you have to look internally and find out what is the driving force for you to want to get into better shape. You know, I recently I asked a question on Facebook, I don't know, last week, and it said, you know, what's the number one reason why you want to get in shape? And the overwhelming response was to be healthier for my kids. So use that as a motivator, okay? Look at pictures of your kids, you know, talk to your kids about it right before bedtime. You know, do something that's going to motivate you to want to be better and feel better, look better, have a better quality of life, live longer, all of those things that are associated with being healthy. Okay, because we know you don't feel great walking around with a beer belly, extra pounds of fat, man boobs. Okay, you don't feel good, you know you don't look good, and you know it's in our innate nature to want to look our best and feel our best. So you know, again, it comes back down to, you know, what's your real reason that you want to do this? Okay. You reward yourself too often. I've seen this time and time again, and I'm a big believer in rewarding yourself for small victories. I think it's really important. But with that said, I've seen too many people over the years reward themselves for every little victory. Okay, so they lose 2 pounds, they reward themselves with an entire cheat day. Okay, and it's okay to do that once in a while, but when it's repeated, it just ends up becoming a vicious cycle. So you'll lose 5 pounds and gain 3 back. Okay, and I've seen this so many times. So it's important to reward yourself. It really is. Just make sure you're not doing it too frequently. Okay. You want or expect quick results. You know, we know in this industry, quick and easy sells. Okay, that's why people buy every piece of shit diet and supplement and anything that promises quick results, people will buy it. But you know it does not work. It is not a quick process. Okay, you did not get fat in the last 6 months. It took you 10 years to look like this, okay? And it may take you a year or two to get into the shape that you want to get into. But if you don't start now, right, you're going to have this conversation with yourself in a year or 2 years, 5 years, and you're going to be worse off. Okay, so start right now. And the last one is you just don't give a shit, okay? You don't care. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because, you know, fitness isn't the be-all, end-all of everything. Some people are perfectly content being overweight. They just don't give a shit, okay? My job as a fitness coach is to make you give a shit, okay? It is. So, you know, I've got to figure out a way, and that's why I write on my blog 3 times a week and try to reach out to as many people as I can, and I have clients, and I've got some online programs. I'm on social media. I want to have somebody like you know, read something or watch something of mine and be inspired and say, you know what, I'm sick of looking this way, or I'm sick of feeling this way. Okay, and I am here to help you. I really am. So any questions, if you need anything, I'm really willing to help you out. You have to just email me, steve@singledadfitdad.com. Thanks.